Hello, good morning. I'm a couple minutes late. Good morning. Hi. Okay, I need to go grab a pen for my journal, for our journaling. So this morning we'll gratitude journal. We'll do a little bit of meditation, and then I was thinking maybe even some sound bowl work. Do you see a pen anywhere? Oh, here's a pen. I swear. I have a pen. Hi, good morning. Welcome. Good morning. This morning I'm coming to you in my pajamas.
Love you.
Love you too. My husband's leaving for work. Okay, so let's see where my page is. Okay, good. So if you want to go ahead and grab your journals, we'll just go ahead and get started today for our journal practice. So one of the things I always tell everybody to do before we officially gratitude journal. Oh, it's 2 p.m. Welcome. I'm glad you could be here. Good morning. Good afternoon to you. Is to kind of like dump whatever thoughts are in your brain before you start gratitude journaling, because otherwise they might be like clouding what you're actually grateful for. So we're going to start with that. So first thing I want you to do is grab your journal and just start kind of dumping whatever is in your brain. And that might mean like to-do list. That might mean maybe something you're frustrated about, maybe something you're really excited about, happy about. Like get those thoughts like out of your mind. So let's go ahead and begin. Make sure you write your date at the top of your journal page. Maybe it's just a personal preference, but I like to look back and kind of see like where it goes, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, oh, when did I write this? And if I don't know, then I'm kind of like, wonder why I was like that. You know what I mean? So like I have journal entries from June in this journal all the way to July. So you can kind of see like how much journaling I've done. And then I only have this many pages left. So I'll need to like start again with another journal. So, all right, so we'll just spend a few minutes just kind of jotting down whatever is coming up for us. And that might mean something you're frustrated with, something that you're happy about, whatever it is. So, all right. And it might even be nothing. Like this morning, I kind of don't have anything. So I'm going to write, I have nothing. Oh, I woke up groggy this morning. I think my son was sleepwalking, so something must have been on his mind, because he woke me up at 1 a.m. He walked downstairs, went into my room, gave me a hug, and then walked kind of like paced back and forth in my room a little bit, and then came back up to me and gave me a hug again. And I was like, buddy, it's time for bed, go to bed. And then he like left and went back up to his room. But he definitely like woke us all up. Like, yeah. And that's just, it's not like every day that happens. It's only happened a few times like that, because he usually will stay upstairs. But he'll also text me like 1 a.m. Mom, I'm awake. So this is what it is. So yeah, Dom woke me up. Okay, so after you've written down whatever you need to kind of like get your brain kind of in a good mindset, I like to write down numbers like 1, 2, 3. So this is my like brain dump. And my numbers are like what I'm grateful for. So I'm going to say coffee and community, because I like to put those as number 2 and number 3, or I have been lately. And if you've been watching my lives, then you know. So I appreciate you all for watching, and I appreciate everybody who kind of supports in whatever way that they can, even if it's just to like watch my videos or like a video, like that's amazing. And then anybody who's a part of like my membership courses, all those other things, like thank you. Like I appreciate you more than you know. And then what else am I grateful for? Chocolate. If you watch my stories, you'll see like my husband bought me like a bag of chocolate last night. And so I'm very grateful for that. Good morning. Hello. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do some meditation. Find a comfortable seat. If you need to continue gratitude journaling, go for it. I like to do either palms face down, palms face up. So up is to receive, down is for some grounding. And today, why don't we bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, and then just kind of feel into the spine and allow yourself to kind of like lengthen out, and you can kind of wiggle into it. And then when you're ready, we can shut down the eyes. Do you split into different columns? I don't know. Oh, maybe for the gratitude journal? No. Maybe. I guess I would need like a little bit more understanding of what that actually meant. So as we inhale, do that through the nose, open mouth, exhale. And as you inhale, feel the belly press against your hand. Open mouth, exhale. Do that one more time on your own. And then let's just relax our jaws. And when we're ready, seal the lips and breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And let's inhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. And then continue on this breath in whatever way feels good. If you need more counts, then go for it. If you need less, then do that. And we'll be here for about a minute, just kind of pacing and focusing on our breath. On that next exhale, just kind of clear out that breath. Bring both hands together, tuck your chin, and just thank yourself for showing up and breathing. All right, friends, let's go ahead and find a little bit of movement. I'm going to just scoot my bolster back a little bit. Good morning, good morning. And for today's movement, we are going to stay seated. So you can do this from a chair. You can do this, from the ground. I'm going to have my legs extended this morning. That's what's maybe feeling good. I like to kind of lift up the booty so my sit bones are really connecting to my bolster. I have like that pillow that I sit on. This helps to lift up my hips, and so my legs don't fall asleep as easily. And maybe I need one leg. Okay, that feels better. Okay, so this is where I'm at, and I'm just going to kind of, I'm moving my shoulders and maybe leaning forward, leaning back, and then finding like a good spinal alignment. Inhale, let's lift up one arm and then just slowly begin to reach over to one side and maybe opening up the chest, looking up at your hand. Feeling that stretch all along this side body. On that next exhale, we lift back up. Right arm comes up, left arm comes down. We find that same side stretch. And again, see how my elbow can come down this way. Let's try to open it up. Lift up the chest, look up. On that next exhale, bring my arm down, lift up my chest, maybe even look up. Just feeling that openness in my chest. Then on that next exhale, I walk my hands forward, relax my head, and then maybe bend my elbows. Just kind of work this open hip over here. On that next inhale, we lift back up, or bring my hands behind me, and then switch sides. So left leg out, right leg comes in. And if your legs were just extended, maybe you take them a little wider. Maybe you take them more narrow. If your legs were crossed, maybe just flip the cross, right? So there's lots of different variations here, so choose the one that works best for you. So lift up that chest, inhale. Let's start with our arms lengthened. Right arm comes down. And opening up the chest, look up. And then we come back to center, other side. Right arm comes down. Lift up the chest. And then come back to center. Both arms come up, lift up. And then this time, bring our arms down, walk our hands out. Maybe we bend our elbows, lifting and lowering. Just kind of feeling this stretch along this leg. It feels good, or it should feel good. It's amazing what you can do when your focus turns very inward. And it's not about how a pose looks, but it's more about how it feels in your body, because I think a lot of people get really hung up on how poses look. Go ahead and bring both of your feet in and then lift up your chest. And if you're sitting in a chair, maybe your feet are like this, right? So it's you're making the pose adaptable to whatever your situation is. So maybe you're sitting in a chair and your feet are just together, or maybe just one foot, right? So like there's options. So finding these open hips, and then maybe push into the side of the belly to just kind of like give yourself more space. So push into this side of the belly. It's kind of where the belly meets the thigh, right here. And then we bring our arms out in front, and we want a flat back. So if you're reaching like this, where my back is rounded, you're not going to stretch out the hips like you want. So if I lift up my chest and slowly lower down, like this might be your edge. And your edge equals like where you can breathe comfortably, where you can still feel the stretch. You're not in any pain. You're not uncomfortable. And maybe you can like explore the edge. So bending the elbows, just like we did before. But this time both legs are bent. And maybe walk your hands out a little bit more. So, and then you might walk them out and go, ooh, too much, and walk them back. So wherever you're at is good. So just take your time here. And then on that next inhale, come all the way back up. And then let's bring our knees together and just kind of get ourselves like a little shaky shake. And then extend both of the legs out in front. And if it feels good to bring your feet like this, where they're out in front of you, then you can do that. I like to have a little bit of an openness just because I feel like my belly just needs the space. So again, pushing into the sides of the belly where it meets the thigh, and my legs are flexed and my chest is lifted and I'm leaning forward. Hands are coming to the tops of my legs, and you notice I'm not like gripping my toes and pulling my chest down. I could totally do that. That's not what the goal is. The goal isn't to touch our toes. I can touch my toes, The goal is to maybe feel the backs of my thighs, flex my feet enough to where my knees are completely engaged, my thighs are engaged. Like, I can feel all of my legs working hard here. I don't need some sort of hypermobility to like prove that I can touch my toes, because the goal is to stretch my thighs. And just breathe here. On that next inhale, we come all the way back up, and maybe just kind of point my toes, give myself a little tap, tap, taparoo. This helps the blood flow, it helps lots of things. And then let's go ahead and end our practice with just like a simple little cross-legged or relaxed seated pose. And this can be also in a chair or wherever. We're just kind of finishing out with the shavasana, and I'm doing mine seated. So let's just make that connection to the earth and just kind of feel wherever we feel it. So maybe you want to lie down, maybe you want to sit in a chair, have some back support. And as you inhale and exhale, it's just a natural breath here. So we're coming back into, okay, we've moved our body, we've done all the things, and now we're just like making that connection, that final connection with ourselves. We're emptying out our brain, task lists and to-dos, they don't matter here. And we'll just spend about a minute in silence, focusing on just like a comfortable breath. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and bring your hands together in your heart space center. Tuck your chin and close your eyes or keep them closed. And just thank yourself for showing up today. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. The divine light within me honors the divine light within each and every one of you. And maybe have a gentle bow, and I just want to thank you for practicing with me today. Yay! All right, friends, that was our practice for the morning. I know it was kind of quicker than it's been, but I feel like it's important to see that these types of practices don't have to take a long time. They could literally take just a few minutes, and you can really center yourself in a way that instead of like rushing out the door or something like that, like pausing, reflecting, having a moment to yourself. I just missed it. Oh, one for grateful, one for things that are troubling you. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. That's definitely, that's a good thing. That's a good call out. So that's a different way of doing it from what I was saying. But, I like that because I think a lot of people could relate to like the columns and like easily kind of like, it's like more of a bullet journaling kind of thing. Have a wonderful day. You too. All right, friends, I'm going to go make some more content. If you saw my Meredith video yesterday, I'm going to evolve that. And I just want to share, that is not the person's name. In fact, I've forgotten their name. But they for sure, their first meeting told me that they opened a portal to Jesus. So it was an interesting situation, and a lot of people were like, they have no boundaries, this and that. When I had that client, it was one of the very first times I was working with one-on-ones, and so I was just thankful to have a client, and they had paid for many sessions up front, and so we worked together for quite a while, and you'll see like there was this like forgiveness, and then we get into the next one, and I just remember she couldn't become grounded. When we closed our eyes and like took deep breaths, she would ask questions. So, and she said she was struggling with her spirit guides, and I was like, well, yeah, all you do is ask questions when we're trying to meditate. But, you know, we clarified it. It was a work in progress, and you'll see it. I have lots of stories about her, and I learned a lot of things. And at the end of our relationship, this was back when I got COVID. So like this was over 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago. She had like this whole prayer thing that happened, and I felt like really good on one of the days that I had COVID. And then she said, oh yeah, I was standing on a hill praying to the gods, and I had over 1,000 people on Twitter praying with me, and I think that's why you got better. And I was like, whoa, like maybe that was, you know what I mean? So she was a character, and actually now I really appreciate that I like met her and like gave her a chance, but I would never work with her again. Thank you for today. I'm proud that I'm here. Yay! Did you say she opened a portal to Jesus? I must have missed something. Yes, I had a client who told me that she had opened a portal to Jesus, and she was working with her spirit guides to try and close it, and she couldn't get grounded. And so her one of her friends said, you know, you need to like do yoga to do grounding. And so that's why she reached out to me. And then she wanted to do the moves, but then couldn't. She wasn't she didn't have the accessibility. And so we focused on meditation, but she had a really hard time grounding. And yeah, that was an interesting client. And it's kind of cool that I met her and like had that relationship, but I would never work with her again. Yeah, it was quite interesting. Yeah, so go check that video out, because the things that I say in the video are exactly what she said. I couldn't make it up. Oh, that is interesting. It was. You just never know who you're going to meet. All right, friends, have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.